Morning Thailand supported by Wings Learning Circle. Customized English course for your business.
And welcome back to the special edition of Morning Thailand for this Monday with us, Phai Gov and Kun Chen. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ สวัสดีครับ
Well, of course, Kun Chen, before we go to the ongoing political conflicts since the middle of the year, like demonstration or the hotly debated issue like the Pravihira temple, we'll just leave that for tomorrow.
Right.
To start it off, the look back.
Something light.
Yeah, at the
Some is not so light.
political activities and inside the parliament, because of this year, we have witnessed several
Several
behaviors.
Not
memorable moments
yeah,
inside the parliament.
quite interesting. One of my favorite is, of course, Kun Chen Thirsuban, which is
Throwing chairs.
coincidentally similar names as Kun Chen. Of course, throwing chairs in the parliament because he was so upset, right? Apparently, the Democrat parties have been taking, a lot of people criticize them for not taking a high road like they usually do.
That's right.
And ended up really, truly expressing their true anger. Normally, they're quite good at holding it in. But Kun Chen was one of the biggest figures that ended up throwing it out in the open in the parliament. So could you elaborate a little bit and recap for us what happened?
Before we go to that, I would say throughout the year it has been a talk about the MP's behavior inside the parliament. Several incidents of misbehavior inside the assembly hall, but apparently this is nothing new. The politicians generally seem to badly behave because I would tell you this is not only about a verbal or physical fight that they conducted over the past 2 years. More than 3 cases of politicians viewing pornographic pictures.
Oh, right. I forgot about that
were
already.
reported. Among of those, one of that is an elected senator believed to be Krabi Senator Pinyo Sainui, who was caught on camera surfing porn on his mobile phone.
Yeah.
Another one is Pheu Thai MP for Nong Khai, Kun Pongpan Sunthornchai, was caught looking at picture of badly dressed woman on his iPad. And another one is, the last one is Democrat MP, Kun Nat Thirsuban, which and in Kun Nat case, the sexy picture was accidentally put on the monitor inside the parliament.
But that wasn't this year, right? That was
It's quite before that.
Right.
But for Kun Chen Thirsuban, I believe that he was upset because he thought that the House Speaker was about to close the deliberation, which he did not get a chance to speak. So visibly irate, Mr. Chen drew 2 chairs in the deputy speaker's direction and then another.
Which is, I would say, even for a basketball, I think that's a little bit far-fetched because you're not going to reach him, you know, and with the chair, that didn't go
That
very
looked
far either.
heavy.
Yeah.
And even an MP for Tak, Kun Thanit Pong Chayanam, tried to lock him and drag him away. He broke through that.
Wow.
And managed to throw the second chair.
Yay.
The funny thing is that on Facebook, there is a Photoshop of this picture in various actions, such as releasing supernatural power, like
That's true. I
a
remember
superhero,
those.
play kite, or throwing a wrestler. Not only Kun Chen Thirsuban, there's also a neck grabber, Mr. Kundet Phopathanakul, Democrat MP for Thai Thani. Before that, there was an incident that Kun Thani Thirsuban accused to struggle Kun Jirayu Huang Sap. So that was quite all for the male MPs. But for the female MPs, there has been a name calling that I would say
my favorite.
a war of words.
Really? Even more than the chair throwing? The chair throwing is my favorite.
Well, I think verbal is more stronger.
Well, yeah.
The thing is that Kun Khattiya Swadipon or Kun Dia, the Pheu Thai MP and the Democrat MP Kun Nataya Benjasriwan exchanged strong words over the phrase "keep on screaming," which Kun Khattiya has used to describe the behavior of opposition MPs. Kun Khattiya, the daughter of late Major General Khattiya or Sedang Swadipon, raised objection about Democrat MP refusing to be escorted out as ordered by the House Speaker during the deliberation on Charter Amendment. She said that the opposition MP sounded like gibbons, which made the parliament sound like a zoo.
Right.
Oh my God! One of the reason that it was my favorite because the issue that came after that about Kun Khattiya's probable plastic surgery.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's a picture before and after.
Yes.
It got ugly. Let's just say.
And there was an issue of beauty and brains.
Yes, Kun Khattiya responded to the issue of beauty that she said she could not help being younger and prettier than Kun Nattiya.
But that's because
Come on.
the House Speaker actually said that he gonna let Kun Khattiya speak
Speak.
before Kun Nattiya because Kun Khattiya is beautiful and young, the younger version, and that was. That was one of the remarks that should not be said in the parliament. Let's just say that.
And days after that, Surgeon Prasit, a Pheu Thai MP, talked to the House Speaker that he could not, he lost his speech because the beauty of the Prime Minister.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was, and of course,
That's what when Surgeon Prasit showing his shoe.
in objection,
Yes.
because obviously foot is one of like the lowest part of the body.
As well, there is a case of politicians clocking in on other behalf.
Right. Of course. That is interesting as well.
On that issue, the Democrat MP Kun Bunyawat Sukthinthai comments that the Prime Minister Kun Yingluck Shinawatra at that time should not turn a blind eye and should assume responsibility in resolving such scandal scheme as violation of Constitution.
Well, it seems that a lot of issues, tensions have been heated up during the deliberation because of the nature of deliberation itself. That is, say, the House Speaker, the Deputy House Speaker have abused their power.
One of the sad things is that the ABAC poll revealed that 76% of 1,873 respondents feel disappointed with the Thai politician because they see this as parliamentary failure, that the houses are supposed to be more respectable for the people.
I'm surprised that it's not 95% or even 100% really at this point.
And from that, moving down south, it seems that there have been several attempts by the Thai governments, even previous governments, to settle the conflicts between the down south because we had been reporting about
Southern
attacks.
violence, and right now, even we're still hearing on a daily basis as the year almost come to a close.
And this year would be a good breakthrough as in February, the government had made an announcement that it was engaging in negotiations with the Southern separatist group to try to broker an end to violence in the southern border provinces. And the Malaysian government had offered to act as a dialogue facilitator. Several rounds of talk had been scheduled between Thai security delegation, the NSC, and representatives of the BRN. However, we still have seen and witnessed a lot of attacks that happened. Some people say it was stemmed from the ongoing negotiation.
I believe that one of the bad things is that the last time we talked about the peace talk in our show was in October, because the fifth and the last round of talk was scheduled for October 20 in Malaysia. After that, we didn't hear any updates.
That's true. That's true.
I would say for the peace negotiation, is this there to create peaceful environment and non-bloodshed transition to accommodate the needs of all partners, meaning the BRN and the Thai authority, as well as to find options in creating sustainable peace in the South. What we have to look at this is how the negotiation can create more benefits to our partners, and it's quite difficult because the NSC, or the Office of National Security Council, responsible for organization, also has its own internal problem, which the switch of the director and working style do not quite add up to the problem. As we now see, is why the government try to come along, and violence has escalated. And what the NGO and academics in the South are now concerned is that the security sector may evaluate the negotiation as a mistake and decide to use armed force to control the situation in the area instead. So they would like to hope that the government would be more tolerant to accept the differences as well as the public. But for the challenges of these peace negotiations are that the brain is very diverse and spread out, and there are many segments of the old and young generation inside the movement itself that they are trying to take a spot in representing the movement in negotiation process. If we look at the 5 demands that the BRN issue, the first one is that the Thai government should accept the role of Malaysia's government as a mediator of the talk. Second, the talk should be restricted for only Malayu Patani representatives led by the BRN and the Thai government. The third, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, or the OIC, the non-governmental organization, and ASEAN members must be allowed to observe the peace talk. Fourth, release all prisoners and revoke all arrest warrant for suspect in national security related suspect without condition. The last demand is that the BRN must be recognized as a liberation movement, not separatist group. And if we just look at the International Amnesty report, the Thai state had been criticized for not concerning the violence in the South as armed conflict rather than internal affair, where the authority in the past preferred to have bilateral negotiation with Malaysia.
And of course, we hope no matter which side is active in the area, they would try to stop their attack.
Exactly, because the sad part is that Sadao district of Songkhla province had just recently emerged as one of the the violence-prone district as well. And normally it's not even in the picture. And we just reported about the big incident, the explosion that took place earlier on last week. So at this point, I think that peace talk is needed. Here in the capital, there down south as well.
For this particular issue, just to show an attention to negotiate is quite a good sign.
Exactly. It's important.
Yes, and the problem in the South is quite deep, so it would not be fixed within days. So we have to be a bit more patient.
Exactly. Right. So hopefully everything will be, all okay for the beginning of next year. Hopefully. All right. So with that, that's all the time we have. Giving you a recap of 2013,
Part 1.
Part 1. Of course, tomorrow we'll give you a little bit more, but it's going to be on, the I guess Animal Planet as well as the environmental issue that we face right here in Thailand, and of course the favorite subject of all, the demonstrations that took place since the beginning of the year all the way until now. But as for now, thank you, Wings Learning Circle, customized English course for your business.
And as usual, if you still want to send your New Year wishes to us, send emails to morningthailandshow@gmail.com or just log on to facebook.com/morningthailand. We have to say goodbye for this edition of the show. Thanks for joining. I'm Fai.
Golf.
เชน
สวัสดีค่ะ